Hey there, welcome to this episode of Canadian Retro Things. Today I'm going to take a look at an 80s gaming console that I had never heard of before. I hadn't heard of it until I bought it at an auction in a lot of retro things that I purchased. I'm speaking of the 1988 vtech release of the Socrates computer-like educational video system. The Socrates system is an 8-bit educational console released by vtech in 1988 and discontinued in the early 90s. With the unit, you got a console, which runs off 6D batteries, and the wireless keyboard that uses an infrared signal, runs off of 4 AA batteries. On the keyboard, there are 2 wired controllers. There were a few peripherals released for the unit, which included a mouse tablet, a touchpad, and a voice cartridge. An interesting thing about the voice cartridge is that it was compatible with all of the available games for the console. There were only 9 cartridges released for the Socrates, but the console itself came with a number of built-in games. As you can see, the games are all divided up into different categories: math, word problems, musical games, and even a painting program. One of the interesting things is how long it takes to draw and color in each screen. Now, the computer does have enough computing power to do this quickly, so it's a case of either bad programming on the part of the people that made the games, or whether this was done specifically because they thought the little children this game was aimed at would enjoy watching each picture being drawn slowly on the screen. As you can see, the selection of games here is one that's aimed more at a younger audience, and all very educational, so not a machine that you're going to be playing a lot of your classic video games on, more edutainment. Now for the part that I'm most looking forward to, what's on the inside of the Socrates? And now I have to remove the infrared receiver board right here. And now we should be able to flip everything up to have a look. And now we'll do a quick little tour of what's going on inside of this unit. As I said before, this is the infrared receiver for the keyboard and other peripherals. Now down here you have a vtech 27-00817 custom ROM with the built-in games on it. Above that, you have the Zilog Z80 CPU clocked at 3.57 megahertz. In the center here, you have a VTEL 27-0769 audio-visual controller. Up above that, you have 2 chips, which are both 32 kilobyte DRAM chips. And off to the side here, you have a TMP42C40P input-output controller. And at either end of the board you have input areas for cartridges. This end you have the input for the game cartridges or ROM cartridges. And at this end you have the input for the voice cartridge, both of which are nicely marked on the board. So now there's nothing left to do but put this back together, and I'll discuss what I think of this piece of 1980s technology. Honestly, I'm not surprised I'd never heard of this before, when you consider that at the time of release this would have been competing against things like the NES and the Sega. So that would not have put it high up on the list of things discussed on the playground. Frankly, as a young child I would have been very disappointed to get this as an educational system rather than, well, any other system with some educational software. As I pointed out, this was advertised as a computer-like educational video system. Now, I couldn't find verification on it, but I do remember reading somewhere that vtech was forced to put that into their advertisements so that unsuspecting parents wouldn't accidentally buy this system thinking they were buying something educational for their kids, yet something they could do spreadsheets and household incomes, things like that on. All of which things are not, you cannot do on this system. It's for kids' games only, but obviously made to look like a computer. I hope you enjoyed this look at, well, let's face it, one of the less desirable consoles of the 1980s. So remember, if you enjoyed this video, a thumbs up, a comment, even a subscribe to the channel would be greatly appreciated. It's the only way that my channel will grow. So I guess there's nothing left to say, but see you next time.